What Latino Students Want from School by Sarah Spicer. Latinos are the largest and most rapidly growing ethnicity in the country. 1 in 4 K-12 students in the United States is Latino or Latina. Academically, they are lagging dangerously far behind their non-Hispanic peers. Upon entering kindergarten, 42% of Latino children are found in the lowest quartile performance on reading readiness compared to 18% of white children. By 8th grade, only 15% of Latinos are proficient in reading compared to 39% of whites. Though they do not all come from the same country, these students tend to share many demographic characteristics, such as low educational attainment and high rates of poverty. As you can see in North Carolina, 14.9% of students are Latino and 13.9% are in Georgia. Some of the challenges that Latino students face are that they are the least likely to attend preschool. Only 52% of 3 to 6-year-olds attend or have attended a preschool program compared to 61% of all other children. The underperformance of Latino children has frequently been attributed to the fact that so many grow up in homes and neighborhoods where Spanish is the primary language. Nearly 62% of Latino children live in or near poverty. Less than 20% of low-income Latinos live in households where anyone has completed post-secondary education. As defined by the Census Bureau, linguistically isolated households are one in which all household members age 14 and over speak a language other than English, and none speak English very well. More than 1 in 4 Latino students living in poverty live in these homes. About 60% of Latino students begin school without even being able to speak English. Middle-income Black and Latino households are much more likely to live in poor neighborhoods than whites or Asians with the same incomes. According to Patricia Gondara, the author of The Potential and Promise of Latino Students are now more segregated than Black students across the nation.
The Latino Story in America honors an intergenerational striving to achieve full inclusion in America. Post-secondary education in America has become the new normal path to the middle class, and for Latinos, it's the only path forward. That's why today's working Latinos aren't reaping the same economic benefits that prior generations of high school educated workers once did. But their migration from the high school to the college economy is still an unfinished journey. The good news for Latinos is that their high school graduation rates have improved the most since the 90s, and their college enrollment rate has surged faster than their white and Black peers. What's more, they've made the most progress in getting good jobs that require some college but no BA. But don't let these numbers deceive you. Latinos are running faster in the education race, but are falling further behind whites and Blacks in many crucial college outcomes. Since 1992, Latino college attainment only increased from 35% to 45%, a 10 percentage point increase compared to a 16-point increase for whites and a 22-point increase for Blacks. It doesn't help that 65% of Latino students enroll in overcrowded and underfunded colleges, particularly community colleges with low graduation rates, while only 15% enroll in selective colleges with high graduation rates. Latinos are stalling in the middle tiers of the higher education system, and as a result, are caught in the middle wage tier of the labor market. Latinos account for 20% of workers in jobs that require a high school diploma. For jobs requiring some college but no degree, they comprise 15% of those workers. And for jobs requiring a BA or graduate degree, Latinos only comprise 9% and 7% respectively. But the future looks promising. Because of their leap forward in high school graduation rates, Latinos have the greatest potential to increase their rate of post-secondary degree completion. They also have the highest completion rates on the first rung of the college education ladder in certificate programs at 60%, compared to 47% for whites and 37% for Blacks. Even better, for Latinos with at least a bachelor's degree employed in high-wage occupations like STEM, race-based earnings gaps essentially vanish. For example, both whites and Latinos with bachelor's or graduate degrees who work in STEM careers earn $85,000 on average. Ensuring that Latinos have access to the information necessary to make informed college and career decisions is critical. Latino students often start at a disadvantage. Many of their parents haven't gone to college. These students also have difficulty navigating the financial aid process and often do not have access to effective career counseling. But with the right information, Latinos can keep running faster and achieve full inclusion in the diverse American family.
In the state of Ohio, the total Hispanic population is greatest in our county, Cuyahoga County, at 76,732 Hispanics. As the percent of county population, only 6.2% of the Cuyahoga County is made up of Latinos. Lincoln West High School in the city of Cleveland has 52% of students that identify as Hispanic. This school fails to meet even minimum state standards. Most students take a year of schooling at nearby Thomas Jefferson International Newcomers Academy before attending Lincoln West High School as sophomores. Cleveland School District CEO Eric Gordon stated on September 26, 2019, that Cleveland City schools are gaining momentum. This would include Lincoln West High School. Gordon cited, Cleveland is the only large urban district in Ohio to improve reading skills of kindergarten through third grade from 2014 to present. The district is closing the gap in test scores between its white students and its Black and Hispanic students that make up the majority of the district. Some research solutions have been conducted interviews at 6 urban Hispanic majority secondary schools that were judged to be successful in their education programs. They stated 6 different ideas that will help these Hispanic students. Number 1 is to place value on students' language and cultures. 2, set high expectations for language minority students. 3, design staff development to help teachers and other staff serve language minority students more effectively. 4, design counseling programs that give special attention to language minority students. 5, encourage parents of language minority students to become involved in their children's education. And 6, build a strong commitment among school staff members to empower language minority students through education. As stated before, many Hispanic students live in linguistically isolated households. According to Patricia Gandara, she says, the solution, of course, is not to require parents to speak to their children in English. Rather, parents need to help students develop their home language while students are fully integrated into schools and classrooms that expose them to English both formally and informally through peer relationships. When Latino students are placed in strong bilingual and dual language programs, they outperform their Latino peers in English-only programs and come closest to closing the achievement gaps with other students. The only problem with this is that enrolling Latino students into bilingual programs would be the most helpful solution, but schools need to implement those into their curriculums because most schools do not offer these programs.